Alright, so we're gonna go take an adventure and check out a beaver dam, or actually the creek that goes from the beaver dam that we found. And it's also a good time to try out and review the 7-speed passenger foot pegs that I put on the monkey. So Renan is probably the right size for a passenger on this bike. All right, and I put this grab handle back, so scoot your butt all the way back to that grab handle. Good. All right, and that leaves my 6-foot self a little bit of room right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 bars. 5 bars of power.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Renan's hanging on tight. So the purpose of this video, though, is to take a look at and discuss the passenger foot pegs on the bike. They're 7-speed, I think, or something. I got them from Bees Deals or WeBike. I think it was WeBike. And we couldn't get these in the US, so yeah, I had to order them from Japan. So there's really only 2 websites that you can order them from in Japan, or I'm sure there's more, but WeBike and Bees Deals are the biggest 2 that sell Honda Monkey accessories and all kind of cool stuff from Thailand and Japan, which we can't really get over here in the US. So if you're interested in them, it's probably the best place to get them. It looks like there's several different varieties of the same kind of foot pegs, but you know, they all look like they're built the same, so it's probably like a private label thing where the same place builds all the foot pegs and they just label them with different brands. But they're all almost like Bees Deals or WeBike house brands, kind of. So I don't think it really matters what it says on them as long as they look that way. But anyways, they seem to be doing pretty good. How are those foot pegs?
I like them.
You like them?
Better than the trail.
You like them better than the trail? Yeah, well, the trail isn't really like, it doesn't have the foot pegs on it. We could put them on the Trail 125, but the Trail 125 comes stock with foot pegs, rear passenger foot pegs. And it's kind of funny because people would have to sit on the rack, and Renan does sit on the rack sometimes on the trail. And it works, but it's probably a little uncomfortable. And it's really wide, so his feet kind of just like stick out. And this is kind of like one of those things with the monkey that I've put on because I wasn't really sure what direction I wanted to go with this bike. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, and one of the things that kind of irked me with it is that I couldn't really ride around with anybody else on it because I like riding with the kids. You know, I stick Callan in the front and Renan's big enough to go in the back. And on the Grom, I could stick both of them on it. Renan can sit in the back and Callan can sit in the front. And I can motor around pretty confidently with those 2 on the Grom. So we can stack 3 people on the Grom and go around just fine. I don't think I'd be able to do that on the monkey. I'm sitting really at the tip of the seat. You know, my knees are, obviously you see them down there, squeezing the gas tank. And Renan's probably sitting comfortable. Is it comfortable back there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the monkey's got a nice cushy seat, so it's probably really comfortable for a passenger. And I believe you can spec these out, or these were spec'd out in the Asian market with passenger pegs. And I'm not sure. I know on the trail they're on the swing arm, and I'm not sure where they're at in the Japan spec bikes. But anyways, the US bikes don't have the passenger pegs on them from the factory, and probably for good reason, because most people in the US are going to outweigh this bike. It seems like the Japanese bikes coming over, or the bikes coming from the Japanese and Asian market, the monkey, the trail, the Grom, they're all suspended or designed for people that are lightweight with the suspension. So they probably know that Americans tend to be a little bit bigger, as am I, close to 200 pounds, 6 foot, 6'1", and I am riding a small bike, and the suspension didn't hold me up, so that's the first thing I modified. So it probably goes to say the same with the foot pegs, that they really didn't think the shock package was capable for rear passengers in the US. Anyways, we're pretty much proven that the bike is capable of passengers, and comfortably so. However, the size of your passenger is what you should consider. I would not consider an adult passenger on here. There's really just not enough seat. I'm sure the little bike can handle it, but it's not going to be comfortable for either of the two adults. Now the Grom comes spec'd for passenger, for rear passenger. It's got the pegs and it's got a little bit of a bump in the seat, and I don't think two adults on a Grom is the most comfortable thing either, but a little bit more comfortable than the Monkey would be. So also the height of the Grom is a little bit taller in the back, and the Monkey is a lower bike than the Grom, so it's probably also because, you know, some Americans like myself have long legs, and the rear passenger have the danger of, you know, putting their feet down maybe too much, whereas the Grom's a little bit higher, kind of a sport bike kind of stance to it. So anyways, so what do you think overall on the Pegs? Would you recommend them for other people? Yeah. What, 10 out of 10? What about for an adult? You think an adult can fit back there? No, I don't think so either. So yeah, the passenger Peg 7-speed something foot pegs from WeBike, they work pretty good on the Monkey, and you can see the install video. I'm gonna either include it in this video or do a separate video about it. And they go on pretty easy. You just got to replace that swing arm bolt, and I kind of had a little trick to doing that I show in the video. So I hope this was informative and telling you if the 7-speed or any passenger foot peg basically for on the Monkey is something you might want to add. And for me, it was, because I kind of turned a bike that only I could ride, couldn't even really take my kids on it, turned it into a bike that's a little bit more versatile for me, and makes it a little bit more fun because I could choose it more often from the garage out of my fleet. Between the Grom, the Trail, and this is the one I chose the least because I couldn't really ride with the kids. So adding the pegs on it allows me to ride with the kids, and therefore gets me out on the Monkey even a little bit more. So that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you later.